welcome back to the source. In this video, we're going to make the posts editor. Now, to get started, go ahead and copy the code from GitHub, and then you'll get this app. And then you're going to want to cd into that directory, and then make sure we set it up with bundle install. Okay. And then next, Rails DB migrate. Alright, and then Rails DB seed. I'm going to make a new tab for the server. And start it with Rails S. Okay. So now we go to localhost 3000. Alright. I added some stuff to the website, and you can check it out here in this new home scaffold. So if you create a new homes, this is like the face of your website, the editor. You can even change the width of the site, which I think is pretty cool. And then I added Font Awesome. So you see the little robot at the bottom. We can get some more Font Awesome icons going here. Let's go ahead and grab, I like this one. And then you can do FA brands. That's the icon class, and then the icon itself is FA Rebel. And then create it, and you see there's the FA Rebel, and can make it bigger if we want to. Alright, so yeah, we got these cool blogs. We got our post scaffold too. Next, we're going to make some content for each post. So you can't really add anything to this blog post, but I want to be able to add stuff. So here's how we're going to do that. So go back to the terminal where we can run some Rails database migrations. So Rails G model is what we're going to use. It's going to generate a model, and the model we need is contents, and it will have a kind, which is a string, and it will have a position, which is an integer, and then it belongs to a post. So do post references. And then I like to check what ended up being created in the database migration folder. So open up the editor, and if we go to database and then migrate, and then here's the newest migration, we'll see that null false is actually good this time. I'm not going to change that because the post reference should not be null. What we're going to do, if a post gets deleted, so if we go to app, models, and then post, we're going to say the post model has many contents, and then comma, dependent, destroy. So that's the method that will be called on the contents when the post gets destroyed. Alright, so that doesn't really do anything, but now the database knows that a post, such as this PS3 gaming post, has many contents attached. Oh, I have to run db migrate. Okay, so contents table got created. And then when we're editing the post, we want to be able to add some content. So here's what I'm going to do. In app views, posts, edit, we need to create a button that lets us create more content. So I'm gonna just make a little line there and then put it inside a div, and the div can just be a, let's see, deflex justify content center, and then in here I'm going to make that form. So form with model post comma content, and this is actually the content class, and Rails knows that we're generating a form that needs to create a content for the post. And then we need to finish it off with do and then form, and close off that and end it there, and then add a form.submit, create or add content, and I could even class it up real quick. Okay, I saved. And one more thing I gotta do is actually create a route for these ones, and we're gonna do it right here. So under posts, do end, and then resources contents, and save that. Okay, let's reload the page, and you'll see there's the button. It's nicely centered, and it should add content, but it doesn't do anything right now. To plan what we got to do next, let's look at the routes. So type in Rails routes, and then the vertical line, and then grep contents, and that will find all the routes that have this new contents in it. And we'll see, because of what we wrote in the routes file, this is what got generated. Posts, post ID, and then ID of the contents at the end. And if we inspect this button, which you can do if you want, it's going to go to the post path for contents, and it will try to create a content for this blog, or for this blog post. Great. So why is it not working? Well, we have to check out our controllers. Now we realize that there's actually no contents controller yet, so we can add that ourselves. I'm going to clear this, and then we do Rails G controller, and then the name will be contents controller, and then we need to, after putting in the name of the controller in this generator, we can add our actions. And in this case, we have create, we have update, and we have destroy. Okay, so that created the controller, and there's actually, you can see some views that got created. I'm not going to use those because I forgot to do skip like view creation or whatever. We can check out the contents controller though now, and you'll see here there's those 3 controller actions that got automatically generated for us. Since contents always belong to post, we have to add in a before action. We'll do before action set post. It's very similar to before action set blog, and this will be for everything, so we don't need to do an only. So a before action set post is what we need, and we're going to also kind of follow this this method like the way it does that blog setting, except for the post, for the contents. So those can be some private methods here. So we'll do set post. It will set the post based on the parameters post ID, and that's what we saw in the routes. Okay, and then that looks good to me. We'll probably have to also define set content. We can do that later. And then we can in create do post.contents.build content params. So that's going to build a content from the post. So content equals that. And then, okay, so then actually this is good so far. We just have to define content params, which again is very similar to block, like the way this is done. We're filtering out certain parameters so that it's like a security thing. Okay, contents, and we'll call this content params. It requires the content, and this is actually the ID it'll find, and then we are only allowing the things that belong to content, so that we're kind and position. So far so good. Let's test it out. So I'm gonna click this button. I didn't see anything happen, but if we go in the console, okay, parameters missing, or the value's empty content. Okay, we can start debugging this. I think it's probably because we can do, oh, it's, so we don't have content params for create. Okay, I'm reloading, clicking the button. Okay, let's see what happened this time. So it said started posts contents, add content, rendered, seems good. Okay, no errors. Let's go to the app, and then this time I'm gonna just check the console. Contents.all or content.all. Okay, it didn't get created. That's okay. Let's try doing content.save, and then try that again. Oh, there it is. It did get created. So, and it even has the associated post because I did post.contents.build. So that's like a pretty neat way to do that. Alright, so now we should show this content. So if we go to the views and to the posts and then edit, we can do post.contents.each do content, or C for short. And then we can do render C. And let's see, missing partial contents content. Okay, just gonna make it real quick. Content.html.erb, and then we're gonna say hi. I am a content. And there it is. Okay, cool. Obviously, not exactly what we're not just. So if I just okay, I'm clicking it a bunch of times and I have to refresh the page to see all these. But now you can see I'm just like spamming the post with content. So that's a great way to test it. We can fix it real quick in the contents controller. In the create, we'll just do redirect to edit post path post. Okay, and see that way you can see all these contents getting created. And I'm going to delete them all because it's getting a little out of hand. There we go. So now there's no more content, but we can start getting creative with this. So contents, then we go to, let's see, content model. So let's go to the model, and what we're going to do is here, since we have action text, we can say that the content has rich text, and we'll call the rich text the paragraph. Oh man, if only I knew where I found the tutorial that I'm sort of copying a lot of these ideas from. It was super cool getting it, like following that blog creation tutorial, but the dude, he was doing it in Rails 6 and I just couldn't set up my environment properly. So this is how to do it in Rails 7, I guess. Has rich text, paragraph. And we could do has one attached image. Alright, so now the content model has both paragraph and image, but we can switch on that based on the kind. So here is how we can do that. So firstly, in the views, we want to be able to basically edit these contents. So we'll do like content dot or content form with model content do form. So now I'm creating that form for the content. And then we're going to render in the form.rich text area. And that's going to do the action text editor. So then form rich text area, and what we're editing is the paragraph. And then add that form.submit update. Okay, let's see what that does. Okay, add content, undefined method, content path, form with model. Okay, we have to add the post as well, because we're editing the content that belongs to the post. So these two values in the model. Alright, and then here we are. So this is the action text tricks editor showing up for our content. And I can remove that in a second, but basically we want it to render that paragraph instead. The way we do that, so I'm going to go back to the content rendering and just render that content dot paragraph. Save. So I say, hello everyone, this is my blog. about PS3 games and update. Okay, so the update doesn't work yet. We have to write that in the controller. So in the controller, go to the contents controller, and here under update, we're just going to make sure we're redirecting to that post path. And then we're going to do, now we need to set the content that we're working on. So the way we do that is content will equal content equals content dot find params ID. Pretty simple. And that's another before action. So we do set content, and it happens only for the update and the destroy functionality. So we put that in a symbol array with the %sign and the I. And save that, and let's try it. Okay, so it disappeared. Stuff disappeared because I didn't actually write the update code. So we'll just do content.update content params. Alright, let's see if that works. So we're trying to update the contents paragraph contents. Let's see. Say like playing Blur is like Mario Kart on the PS3. Update. Oh my goodness, why didn't it work? Let's check the console. Posts edit, okay. Did I do everything right? Set post. Content params. Oh, I have to permit the paragraph. Let's try it out now. Blur is Mario Kart for PS3. Oh, okay, it worked. Let's go. Okay, cool. Let's see. We got another one. Oh boy. We have broken... Houston, we have a problem. We have broken our content CSS. Stand by. I gotta bootstrap this real quick. Where's bootstrap when you need it? Okay, so this was in this justify content center, which was supposed to just be for the button. That's probably one problem. Let's see what that does. Okay, much better already. Now we got two contents here. You could do like Little Big Planet was a puzzle PS3 game. Alright, so that's rendering here too. And then if we want to see how this would kind of look like for when you actually visit this post, in the post show, we should probably be rendering those contents somewhere here in the blog. So if we go to posts and then show, we'll do over here post.contents.each do content. And then just render the content, see what happens. And you see there are our contents. And I could probably div this into centering. Kind of unexpected behavior. Maybe this should be paragraph tag. Let's see what that does. Ah, it didn't do anything. Great. Another div maybe? When in doubt. I don't know. Let's see that. Okay. Problem is, there's no new line. Yeah, that's not even working. I would say content needs some other class going on here. All right. Just remove it, and we can figure out the centering later. But yeah, that does it for the text. Let's see. What am I doing on time here? 26 minutes. Okay, wow. I don't know how I dragged on for 26 minutes, but that is how to add some posts. And maybe there's a part 4.2 because this is a long video. Thank you so much for watching. Please join me for the next tutorial where we'll add images. We're going to change this content editor and make it really nice. Thanks for watching, and as always, keep developing, I guess.